Hello and welcome to the two-man power trip of wrestling. I am your host, JP John Boz. With me today, very special guest. You'll be seeing her on the upcoming season of Dark Side of the Ring. She's an actress, a model. She's done a lot of things in the wrestling business. We're going to find out more about that today. She is Lulu. Lulu, welcome to the two-man power trip. How you doing?
Hi, John. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you so much for inviting me.
So what's going on in your world? What have you been up to?
Let me see here. Aside from Dark Side of the Ring, actually, I got a really cool announcement or information yesterday regarding a new Dark Side episode that I'll be a part of, filming at the end of this month.
Wow.
I don't think I can tell you what that one's about, but that's going
Right.
to be exciting. I also am ring announcing a Super Kick show here in Toronto on the 26th, so I'm getting ready for that. And I am also just looking forward to a really nice summer in Toronto because that's where I'm from, and summer in Toronto is a really lovely time. So yeah.
So how did you get hooked up with Dark Side of the Ring? How did that all come about?
Oh my goodness. I have been, well, first of all, been following this show since it started. So I'm just a fan, right? I've already been a fan. And so I'm on their social media. I'm trolling them last year on one of these Instagram lives, being like, you have to feature a diva, like, please. So I'm just kind of like, I'm going to use the trending word manifesting. I'm just manifesting it. This is happening. But I am an actor. I hold a degree in performing arts. I trained here in the city. I'm from the theater world, but I'm focusing more on film. So funny enough, I was in the middle of an acting class in January this year, and I was scrolling through my castings, and I saw a Dark Side of the Ring audition, and I was like, holy shit, I have to drop everything for my day. I absolutely have to audition for this, especially when it came to my attention that the role was going to be for Tammy Sunny Sitch. So I think any other actor out there who went out for this role, I mean, honestly, I just feel so bad that they wasted their time because it was never going to go to them. I was like, this has to go to me.
Yeah.
I think it's funny thinking of the girls auditioning for Tammy Sitch, perhaps not even knowing anything about wrestling, knowing nothing about this. It just said, like, I forget what the description was. It was something funny. It was like, wrestling, or no, like a sports wrestling star, and then like things go bad. I don't know. It was a very brief. So I would love to see the other auditions. Sorry, I'm ranting. But so what happened was I was like, holy shit, it's actually due today. There's no way I'm going to get this in time. So I pulled every connection I possibly could through social media and was like, how do I submit my audition? I got in contact with the amazing casting team, and they were so kind to get back to me, and they accepted my audition in the very 11th hour. It was due that day. It was crazy. So they were like, okay, just find like some promos of Sunny on YouTube and pick one and do it. So I picked two, and I did them, and I dedicated my day to it. And I have to say, I think it was a pretty good audition because I gave everything I could to it. And then, boom, like I said, nobody got the role except for me because that was the plan from the start. Yep. And yeah, it was just really crazy because it was just by chance through a class about acting. We were talking about casting that day, and we were talking about casting workbook, which is something that actors use. And we just so happened to open it up and talk about it in class. And had it not been that I went to class and we talked about that day, I would have missed it. It was the day of. So I don't know how or why or what, but I just was meant to be a part of this because I don't know. I just had to somehow, I guess.
What were the Sunny promos that you picked?
Okay, so oh my gosh, I wonder if I can still just remember them. There's one when she's in the body Donnas. So this is like really early, fun Sunny. And she's coming out to the ring. Chris is behind her, and she's like, I'm Sunny, and this is Skip. And I'm getting a little bit sick and tired of looking at all you fat, ugly, out of shape morons. And I was just like, oh my God, this is so funny. I have to do this one. So the rest of it's like, yeah, I'm talking to you. And she looks at this poor guy in the audience. This poor guy, he's sitting there, and he's a little bit bigger guy. He looks cool though. And he's got this like I don't know if it's like a Gold's Gym workout shirt on, but she's like, hey, you with the bell bars on your shirt. What do you think? You know, something about exercise? She's like, all I've seen you lift since you got here was hot dogs and soda.
Right.
The poor guy. And he must have just been like, well, at least Sunny was talking to me.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And then she goes, you better take a good hard look at this ring. You're looking at the two most physically fit uh, um, I don't know, the two most physically fit wrestlers in the World Wrestling Federation, something grand like that. And so I chose that one. And I wore my own grandmother's vintage bathing suit. It was like a 70, like old 80s kind of. My grandma was very stylish, but it was this like retro bathing suit, and I did the whole thing. And then the other one I chose was for SummerSlam, when she was representing Farouk Assad, and it was like a promo for SummerSlam. So the first one was like an actual in the ring. It wasn't actually a promo. It was actually just her in the ring. But then the second one was an actual promo, her, Farouk Assad, and she had this really cute, like, white blouse on, and it, you know, obviously was showing cleavage, and she had some earrings on. She was a little more like kind of business look vibes, and Farouk's like right up here, and it's
Yeah.
really cute because she's doing all the, like, you know, this kind of stuff to the camera, and that was really fun to play. And of course I used the Farouk Assad uh, like clip, and I edited it into my audition so they could hear him speaking, because I think
Nice.
a lot of the play in characters like that or personalities like that is in their reactions and how
Yep.
they're selling what is being said. So
Yep.
although I didn't speak a lot in that one, there was a lot of, you know, playing with the Farouk.
Yeah, yeah, but
That was
that's
fun.
awesome though. That's probably got their attention. They're probably like, "Wow, look at this! This girl's going above and beyond." My God,
I think I did. Um,
were
yeah.
you always a big Sunny fan though, or just because of their role, that's how you kind of get into it, or you
Oh
are a
god.
Sunny fan?
Oh no. I was like, I know who Tammy Sitch is because they didn't say Sunny in the audition. Oh my
Right.
gosh. I have to say that I guess if you follow my social media, you know I really also love Sable because I just love Sable's style. There's just something about her particular style that I'm also just I always drool over. Um, but yes, I always loved Sunny. I always loved Sable prior, and for sure far before this. I'm a big fan of specifically like Attitude Era 90s and then like 80s Japan Bull Nakano stuff.
Right.
And but especially when it comes to the women of wrestling, I'm like the number one fangirl. But to answer your question, once again in a long rant, yes, I did know who Sunny was, and to get that role was literally a dream because I could not have asked for a better role. If they feature Sable, I will be fighting for that role. That's going to happen. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
but those are like the two I would really love. Like that, those would be the two dream roles that I wish that I could have with them. And then I got one. So that was awesome.
What did you like most about Sunny in that era? Like the Body Donna's era, the Attitude era. What did you like about her then?
Sunny, okay, she was a cheerleader in high school. Also, I read her autobiography, and it's pretty amazing. It's called A Star Shattered. I think she wrote it in 2006 in jail. But it's her voice. It's very good. Just side note, anyone want to read that autobiography? It's very, very good. Um, but so in high school, she was a cheerleader. So what I like about Sunny is she has this very like preppy, like show. You
Hmm.
know, like it's not like Sable. Sable's a bit more like, you know,
Ladylike. Yeah.
classy and like, you know, it's really dark and serious. But she's really fun, and I just love her movements. If you watch all of her footage, she's just a pro at understanding. Because like being a cheerleader and performance, like I come from a theater background, so I really appreciate this like the way that she moves, the way she throws herself so playfully over the top rope. Just her like she was just honestly like the best in my opinion. If I could, like, I'm very deeply inspired by her in terms of my own presence in the wrestling scene for like my shows that I do. I'm trying to bring this energy back myself because I really miss it, and I feel like it's not something that we're seeing in wrestling today. And I
Hmm.
miss this element so much. I miss the juxtaposition of the hyper feminine, um, sweet, bubbly energy in comparison to these guys on stage just beating the shit out of each other. It's very like, you know, I want to use the word masculine. I know that it's hard to
Yeah.
gender things, but like this very masculine energy. And then if everything is also and all that tone, you don't, there's nothing to, it kind of just becomes like flat. But if you like, this is why I love black and white photography. The two extremes side by side of light and then the dark. So you have like Miss Elizabeth, let's say, in this beautiful classy dress, so hyper feminine, and then these men just like sweating and beating the shit out of each other is such a cool you light and dark
Yeah.
juxtaposition. So anyways,
Yep.
that's what I really like about Sunny too. And then of course I really love how sexy it is. I as a feminist think that that's badass. I love just throwing hyper femininity into the face of the patriarchy. So that's what I really, really love about Sunny in another long answer. But I just think, oh God, like also what I love about her, she's got this baby face cute thing, but she's such a heel. She's such a
Yes.
jerk.
Yep.
And I like that too, because Miss Elizabeth really was just a beautiful baby face, sweet angel. Like everyone could, how did you, but Sunny was a jerk. So
Yes.
I think
Yes.
that's really fun about her. Yeah.
She always had great stage presence and always was good on the mic. Like she just knew she must have been a fan growing up. I mean, she just knew what she was doing.
Oh my God, yeah. She was a huge fan. I guess she said that, by the time she was 11 years old, she knew every single move. She watched so much wrestling. I think she had the most supportive parents. I know that the story of her relationship with her dad is significant. He's a significant figure in her life, and they don't really go into that at all in the episode. I think her story actually deserves like a TV movie. It's really great. I'd love for people to meet her dad. He was this big, huge Russian man who loved the shit out of her, and she was such a daddy's girl. And she was like, her parents were really supportive. They took her to wrestling shows. They showed her that. They let her watch it. So that was really amazing. And she had this in high school. She apparently was the last virgin. And I actually believe it.
Wow.
She was very goody two shoes. She was really a daddy's girl. And that's why going forward, when Vince McMahon brought Sunny and flew her in to tell her that Playboy wanted to shoot her for the cover of Playboy back in like 92 or whatever it was, she said no because she knew her dad wouldn't like that. This is how much of a daddy's girl she was. She was really goody two shoes. She did cheerleading. And yeah, we were talking about her ability with the mic.
Yep.
She just was like a very great. Yeah, I don't really know if she ever explained why she was so damn good with the mic, but she really. Oh, yeah, I think it's just because she was really smart. She was like a straight A student. She was planning to go to university to do biology, and then because of getting on the road with Smoky Mountain with Chris Candido, her love of her life, she told her dad, like, I don't think I'm going to go to university to do biology anymore. I think I want to follow Chris and do this. And he was like disappointed, but in this like loving dad way. And she did it. And he ends up passing while she's on the road. And I think that was something that really broke her in her life. And then clearly mixed with alcohol was not a great thing when you
Yeah.
mix
Spiral.
trauma
Yep.
and then that. But yeah, I think she was just a really highly intelligent and smart person who was just she's actually very, very smart. So I think that's why she was so great on the mic. Mm-hmm.
Be very interesting this episode just because obviously she's super interesting, but so is Chris because he did all this crazy stuff. Obviously, he's a great guy too, but he did all this crazy stuff. And then the way he died was just like, oh my God, that's the way. Like, oh
I
my God,
know.
so heartbreaking. Yeah.
For real, he honestly, I think he's such a sweetheart. He just genuinely kissed the ground she walked on, and he was like her first, like love, first everything. They met because he did a wrestling show at her high school when he was 18 and she was 17, and like they were like each other's first, but like
Yep.
he actually truly was an angel to her his whole life from everything I've heard. And I know that is another trauma at a youngish age that Tammy had to deal with. two of the most significant men in her entire life that impacted her so greatly, that were the two men who really cared and protected her, gone when she was so young, right?
Yep.
And again, like you said, it was seemed so unfair because the way he went was so sudden and so like unexpected. I mean, I don't know. I think it's they still believe it was pneumonia, but I guess some people may think it's related to another accident. I'm not sure, but super sad.
Yeah. Oh man, absolutely crazy. But getting back to you, how
Mhm.
did you kind of like start falling in love with wrestling? Like, how did you become a fan? Like, what was it? What did you see? It couldn't have been 80s Japanese wrestling. I mean, what was it that got you interested?
Well, I am an 80s, I'm a late 80s baby. So I grew up in the 90s. And although I was in a family of three girls with a mother who was a model who did not, was very much into like fashion and television, like she was not into wrestling. That's not where, like, we weren't even allowed to. My family bought the like family channel box. Now, like when things used to be boxes,
Yep.
and that was all we could watch. So I think out of just rebellion of not being able to watch certain things, I mean, honestly, it just when I would go to one of our boy cousins' house, he'd always have it on the TV. He had every single figure, and it's like because we weren't allowed to watch something, it made me want to watch it even more,
Yep.
right? And because I was kind of brought up in such a good girl manner, kind of like Sunny, it all the more when I grew up and got out of high school and was like really heavy in the theater world, all the more did I get involved in not because it's performance. And you can't compare professional wrestling to any performance style really, but the theatrics of it all is very like close to what I've always dedicated my life to. So, and those communities, especially in Toronto and the surrounding, like I'm actually from Brantford,
Hmm.
but yeah, they just got a wrestling. They just announced that they got their own wrestling promotion there, which is exciting. Um, but I started to hang out with people who really loved wrestling, and I just immediately that was it. I was lucky enough to um, also be exposed through my friends to really interesting wrestling again from Japan or Mexico or not what normally people watch in the Western world.
Yeah.
They just
Yep.
think WWE is everything, but I think yeah, just because I wasn't allowed to, it made me just like extra want to watch it. But yeah.
So how do you go from wanting to watch it, like, I gotta get involved? Like, how do you take that leap?
Um, well, I think that's a really actually just a fun part about wrestling is that you can only or I guess any art form you appreciate it so much more when you know the stories behind the work. And also it's also so intertwined, that world, like where was the divide between work and their real lives sometimes, so you just
Yeah.
end up getting to learn about them. um what can I say? I don't know. I am just genuinely fascinated when I find someone who strikes me to research about them. Like I'm a Wikipedia person. Like I get right in there because
Yep.
I love it. I just love to. Holy shit! Like Megumi Kudo. Let's learn about her because she's so amazing. So I just naturally do that. I don't know.
So when did you like actually get in? Like, are you trained at all wrestling? And obviously the
Oh,
ring announcing, but are you actually trained? Like, are you an in-ring person at all? Like, do you get in there and take bumps?
oh my gosh. I think in another life I could have definitely been a bodybuilder. Like
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
even work out and this is my body. I was always a dancer and always in movement my whole life. So naturally, yes, I feel I could absolutely do that. But in 2018 in Hamilton, Ontario, the lovely Rip accepted me into his classes. And as soon as I started taking bumps, I was like, no, like, no.
Yeah.
It's like, it messes your body up. It's
Yep.
so hard. It's so hard. And like, I could still do it. But realistically, as someone who, like, I'm an actor, so I want to do all kinds of things in film. I can't really risk that with my body. I won't. And I know that, there's people out there like ride or die. I'm, I'm happy to be in the world as a personality, but that's not where I'm supposed to be. I just don't want to do that to my body. That's my
It's
only
it,
answer for
it's
you.
crazy when you first start taking your bumps. You're actually like kind of your lungs almost like you feel like you're losing breath when you take those bumps. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't want to do that. I really just so, and I really respect and admire every wrestler because I know how insanely hard what they do is. Not
So
that I
how
even know.
long?
Not that I even know. I like gave up.
So how long did you actually like kind of train for though? Like, was it like a week? Was it a day?
Oh, this was probably over a course of a few months. It's just like you could keep dropping in.
Yep.
But honestly though, even then I never really wanted to be the wrestler. I always wanted to be the ballet. I always wanted to be like the Sunny or the Sable. I never ever really dreamed of being the wrestler. That was never like I loved them more. So, but I always, but it is true that, say I'm trained in stage combat. I mean, it's in order to get into a ring, it's really dangerous. You have to have training because you're putting other people's lives at risk. I'm hoping that I will continue to work towards, uh, for like right now I'm doing more ring announcing, but I'd really love to be doing more ballet work, but that is absolutely going to require that training. And yes, totally down for it, but like I will have to take bumps, yes. But for like a full career commitment, no. But
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
yes, for ballet work, I will do that for you. Drag me across the stage with my hair. Cool, love it. Like give me something crazy, but that's not even I don't even it's funny, I never really wanted to be the wrestler. I
So
just wanted to like
is that how you got into the ring announcing though? Was it almost like I don't want to take the bumps, but I do want to be around and I do want to be like is that how that kind of
Mhm.
how it happened basically?
Yeah. And again, I just yeah, exactly. 100% what you just said. I still wanted to be in the world. That was not going to be my role. And I knew that wasn't going to be my role. Um, and again, even though, yes, I could absolutely, I believe, do it. I think, I've trained so much in movement in my life, but I just don't want to. I love the like backstage interviewer, ballet, ring announcer. I personally have more fun doing that. So that's just my natural gravitation. But yeah, I just wanted to be in the world. And then unfortunately the pandemic happened and that really messed that plan up. So there was like 3 years there of like, I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. I don't even know what's happening in the world anymore. And even if we do, like, am I gonna feel comfortable like being that close with people? And like that was just 3 years of like, all right, and there goes my savings. So it's been rough trying to get out of that. So it's just kind of like this year in my personal life where I'm like, all right, I'm ready. Because that kind of just in a life way was very distracting from this path. There was obviously a lot more on the mind and heart. But yeah, that kind of I'm a little bit resentful to that because although I started this journey in 2018, like I said, things happened, and then yeah, that really broke that strive, like
Huge
that
roadblock. Yeah.
broke
Yep.
that. It was like, anyways, yeah.
So when you're doing the ring announcing and like how does like get like you get into that world? I mean, did they find you? Did you find them? Like for as far as super kick? Like how do you break in that way?
Oh well, they found me and I found them. I'd always followed Superkick. I'd been to many shows before. Um, but that was a huge Dark Side of the Ring connection because
Oh,
when you were on one of those sets, you're meeting a lot of real wrestlers. There's a lot of real life, like life wrestlers involved in this show, and pretty much everyone they cast is in the industry. Very few of the people that I spoke to who are the talent were just basic actors. So it's really cool because now you know that the money from that show actually supports the wrestling community for real, which
yep.
is really cool. But I met uh, Chris, who is the owner of Superkick, through that series actually, because he was on it playing Shawn Michaels.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Okay.
So it was just through that. So they saw me and they saw my work in the show playing Sunny, and they were like, "Well, do you want to just do that in real life?" And I was like, "Yeah, I do.
Nice. I
What
like
we're meant
that.
to
Nice. That's
do."
pretty easy, right? Yeah, look at that. Damn. When you look at it, being the announcer, do you look at, let's say, Samantha Irvin, who does SmackDown? I think she just got traded to Raw. But do you look at her or like Lillian Garcia? Like, do you have influences or even male influences as far as ring announcing or no?
Hmm. Oh my gosh. I'm kind of horrible because a lot of the research and reference that I do is vintage stuff.
So it's Howard Finkel,
um, uh,
Gary Michael Capetta,
I would
like the old
say,
school announcers.
and also the other thing is too, like, wow, these announcers, these with these big great voices. I'm also not trying to take their job. Like I am also like that's amazing. I just kind of I'm still what am I trying to say? I like to work with them. I mean, I'd love to just announce an entire show, and I believe I absolutely could do it. But I my favorite is to co-announce with um, someone who has that massive, massive, massive voice because I still love that so much. Um, but actually, right now, I'm really into Jade Chung, and
Oh yeah. Yep.
so I really just like that's the first person I think of, and really like I love her energy. I think she's really classy. I think she has this like glam, beautiful, and also she's just a badass because she's a wrestler. But I really just for current people, I'm like, I think she's really awesome. So I am really grateful that she's got her big role on Impact, and I hope maybe one day that I can get to work with her. But that's a person that I really admire in the industry right now here today, and but yeah, I don't know. I'm hoping to just make up my own thing that's kind of unlike anyone else. So
Yeah, yeah, you got to do your own thing. Yeah, you got to carve your own niche, if you will.
mhm.
Like you got to be your own person. Yeah, for sure. When you look at that and like, becoming more in the business. It's like you're not going to be a wrestler, but you might be a valet. Is that something where you want to work like certain places where you're like, oh, I want to work for maybe AEW as a manager or WWE? Is that aspirations or is this much more like you want to focus on acting? If something like that comes along, you would do it.
I 100% would love to work for the WWE, obviously. Like, I
Mm.
just would.
So that's a
That
big
is just,
goal.
oh my God. Of course, I would want to work for AEW too. I should have brought my AEW belt and put it in the background
Oh,
here.
you got, oh, okay, nice. Yeah, nice.
But of course, yes, I would love to. And actually, I'm going to figure out. I'm going to try to figure it out. Let's make it. I honestly, truly, yes. Um, I know it's not like a fun side little hobby. Although I work in the film world. I work in the art department for films. I work in set dressing, and I love this world. But so right now, I guess in general, acting always isn't quite. I don't get it. It doesn't get to be the main thing, but I'm still in that world. So, um, but yep, 100%. If I could just always do this and work on one of them, yes, yes, that would be the answer. Hmm.
That's the end game, if you will.
Oh,
Valet, WWE. That's the
oh my
end
God,
game.
that would be the best. Yes.
Who would you want to manage?
Oh my God, who would I want to manage? Mm. Hmm. You know, it's interesting. I've never really thought about that. One time, I was at a Smash Wrestling show here in Toronto. It was like 2019, maybe. And oh my gosh, what is wrong with me right now? My so sorry. I'm just trying to. I'm thinking out loud as I remember this story. Anyways, um, the guy on AEW right now, Garcia.
Yep.
Before he used to be called like the Red Devil or the Red Demon or something before he was in AEW. And I was at this Smash show and he asked me to be his valet. And I said no.
Oh,
Horrible. And
yeah.
now
Why
I'm
did you
like,
say no?
holy shit. I was like, because at the time I had a stupid boyfriend who would have been so jealous, and that was unfortunate, and I have learned from that. Right? But I think I'm like, shit. I should have said yes.
Of course,
And that
yeah.
is a lesson learned right there. So that guy's long gone. We don't like that boyfriend. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's actually the reason why I said no. And now I'm not, I'm kind of wish that I had said yes. But for someone in WWE, I don't know. I really want like I wish I could get like a Samoa Joe type, like someone huge, like someone way bigger than me, you know, like a huge man. So it'd be just kind of a
Maybe
fun.
Bobby Lashley, maybe, or like an Omos, or yeah, one of
Oh,
those
that would
huge
be
guys. Yeah.
fun. Oh my God, Bobby Lashley, I would love. I was just watching some of this old footage recently of him just like breaking cage walls and just I think it was him and I want to say I don't know who it was. I read, but I would love to work for him. What a machine! Like, and how does he look so good? He just,
I
I
know,
just
right?
don't
It's crazy.
understand. I really don't understand. He's like some wrestlers just get so hard and rough looking, and he just still like
He
looks
hasn't aged in
great.
20 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, he looks awesome. Yeah, he's good.
Maybe it
He's
was Brock
amazing.
Lesnar that he threw. I think it was Brock. I don't know. Anyways, I would love to be with like a really, you know, if there was still like a Scott Hall around, if there was a wrestler like that, that would be the perfect. I'd love to just do that. That look.
Yeah, yeah, I like that.
Man, we need like a Scott Hall back. I don't even know who it would be today. But yeah, I miss these kind of characters.
If you look at it though, I think AEW is coming to Canada. So Garcia, you might have a second chance at becoming his manager when they come to Canada. Yeah.
I still say no because I'm such a jerk. Yeah, June
Wow,
25th
what a
to
heel. You're gonna
31st.
say no again. What a heel.
Yeah. But yeah, that's obviously June 25th. I'm 100% going to be there. Like AEW New Japan Pro Wrestling mashup. I'm obviously going to
Yeah.
be there. So excited. Are you going to come?
I'm not sure. Forbidden Door, do you have to have a passport to get into Canada
Yeah.
from the US? Or can you go in with just your license? 'Cause if so, I need to get a passport, which kind of
I think you need to get a passport now. It's
ah,
unfortunately, I think those days are over when we can just drive back and forth. But yeah, I was at both the AEW shows that came here last summer, which was like the Canadian premiere because
yeah. Yep.
we didn't get anything. Like I remember watching them do their TV like launch in 2018, and then I remember watching them do that show and do their first show in the States. And then I just was so excited. And then the pandemic happened and just ruined everything. They just launched. And
Yep.
then Canada did not get to see them until last year. That was our first opportunity because of the pandemic. But yeah, I definitely went to both of those shows and I was
What
really
did you think
bummed.
of the shows?
Oh, well, I had blast, but I was just going to say I was kind of bummed because I didn't get to see Kenny Omega. And I'm a big fan of Kenny Omega because I deeply respect him from the Golden Lovers days with Kota Ibushi. I deeply like he speaks fluent Japanese. This guy
Yeah.
is like he's amazing. So it's just funny because I feel like when he came to the West, some of these Western people who didn't follow Japanese wrestling were like, who is this guy? And like he came in as such a heel, but I just always remember him as a baby face, like the most lovable. Anyways, I didn't get to see him because he had his big, there's a lot of drama happening last summer. So
Oh, that's right. That's right.
he
Yeah.
didn't come. And that was, and I got to see, I mean, who,
Your other Canadian guy, Jericho, was there though. You probably love
yes,
that. Yeah.
yes. But yeah, I know. I actually feel like I was most bummed that I didn't get to see Kenny Omega. That was like my one person I really
One of the best.
liked.
He's one of the best. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
He'd be a good guy to manage. There you go, Kenny Omega.
100% would love that.
He could use it. Well, Don Callis, I guess, is technically his manager. He could use a female manager, a valet.
I would love that so much. And that was another thing. We just had Impact here a couple weekends ago, and I didn't get to see Mickey James, and I've never seen her before. And
Oh, injured, right? Didn't she
she
get
has an
injured?
injury, yeah. So that really bummed me out too. These are my bummer moments in my recent wrestling experiences, but I had a really great moment about a week ago at Demand Lucha here in Toronto. I got to see the real Gangrel.
Oh,
That was
yeah.
awesome. And I have
Nice.
this really sick old vintage 1999 photo card album here.
Yeah, I remember those. Oh my God. Yeah.
So, and
Yep.
I have it pretty full here. We got a lot happening, but I got, whoops.
Wow, you are a
Um,
big fan. Damn.
yes.
Yeah.
But what oh yeah, they're all so good. They're just all so good.
Oh, yeah, that stunner picture is
It's,
great. Yeah, look at that. Wow, nice.
but where is it? Anyways, I had one in here. Oh, here, there's a Gangrel one, which I
Yeah.
forgot to bring, but I got it signed. He signed it. And I think he thought it was so wild that a girl like me walked in with a vintage 99 photo card.
Yeah.
He was just
Yeah.
like, you can, I will just sign that. So
Oh, yeah.
there
Yeah.
it is.
Nice. Nice.
He was like,
Very
he's like,
cool.
I'm not
Yeah.
charging you. Like, I'm not
Yeah.
charging you. And it was really, really lovely. He's like such a real life teddy bear sweetheart. And he looks so wild.
Yeah.
Like,
Scary. Yep.
he's such a sweetheart. His energy is so lovely. So I don't know if he wants everyone knowing that, but
Were you there as a fan, or were you working for Demand Lucha?
oh man, I would love to work for Demand. Hey Demand, hire me.
There you go.
But I was just there as a fan because
Oh,
I knew
okay.
that Gangrel would be there, and I had to meet him. Like I just had to.
Nice. Nice.
That was the reason. But it was really really fun. What a great show.
Oh,
Yeah,
so you
I
were a big
especially
fan.
appreciate. Yeah, I especially appreciate all the stars from AAA because, and I'm hoping to go down to Mexico again this fall because it's going to be their 90th CMLL anniversary this year. 90th. That's huge, and it's usually in September. And in 2018, I was there for their 85th. That's where I got to meet Rey Mysterio. That's where I got to meet a lot of luchadors. I got to meet Mil Mastras in real life. I have a pair of tights that the son of the mask, so the mask maker who did Blue Demon and El Santos masks, his son is still running the mask company. And I got some tights that he made. So that was really cool. I, oh my God, I highly recommend anyone flying down there and going and seeing a lucha show. It's a totally different experience. The music, the dancing, the entire show is completely different than a WWE or AEW
Yeah.
show. It's amazing. So yeah, the Demand Lucha, they brought in some amazing AAA talent, and I just think that they're a super fun time. If you know, I think their next show is June 29th. But yeah, I'm definitely going to be there.
Was that where you were posting pictures of from 2018? Pictures of CMLL when you were in the crowd when they were filming you basically in the crowd? Okay, nice,
It
nice.
was so fun. Yeah, we went down. I went down for the 85th anniversary, and there was an Impact show there. It was actually La Parca's last. We didn't know it then, which is very sad. R.I.P. La Parca. But I ended up seeing the last Impact show he ever did because there was a bunch of shows there that week. So, but yeah, it was a hair. The actual CMLL show was a hair match between Barbarian and Matt Taven, and it was crazy. I think it was Matt Taven who had to get his hair buzzed off, but I forget what happened at the time. I think it was supposed to be someone else, and then Matt came in and last minute. I'm not sure, but yeah, I got to meet. I got to meet Rey Mysterio, and that was awesome. Like,
The best.
wow, what a sweet person. He remembered, he was so kind to me when he found out that I was from Canada because he said to me, my son is going to go to Alberta to go train this year. And we know where that was.
Yes.
And now look where they are. And
Yeah.
when I met him,
Amazing.
he was just saying, oh, my son's about to go train in Canada. And so he was very
And they just
kind.
had an awesome match together at WrestleMania. Yeah.
Yeah. And now, like, So that's pretty cool to look at, like from that meeting to, and then one year someone bought me a cameo from him. I wonder if he knew that he was making it for me. I don't know, but I hope I'll get to meet him again because he's so, so lovely.
One of
But
the
yeah,
nicest guys as far as wrestlers, man. He's one of the nicest.
seriously. So I hope that I can go to Mexico this fall because it's going to be huge. And I guess I recommend everyone doing it. It's the 90th anniversary, so I'm sure it'll be really special. And yeah, if you are just there, the tickets aren't crazy expensive, so you can get like front row seats on a
Wow.
random, like let's say you fly down any time in the year, and you just want to go do it, get a front row seat at the CMLL. It's so much fun. I went because I really wanted to see Shocker because I watched a documentary about the what was it called, Gaetano's gym or something. I went to the gym too. I went to the gym in Mexico City where everybody trained, and I have my Shocker mug right over there. I want to reach it and show it
Uh,
to you. But he was one of the guys, like, he saw me come almost every day that week that I was down there, and I wanted to go to his restaurant because Shocker used to have a restaurant. Like, I guess he closed it. Anyways, he, when I was in the front row in the post that one of my posts that you can see, he throws himself right directly at me and asks, and you don't get to see it on the camera, which is unfortunate, or maybe it's fortunate. He asks me to kiss him on the cheek. So I just did it because it was Shocker. So I
nice.
give
Yeah.
him a huge red kiss on the cheek. So he wrestles the rest of the show with a big Lulu smooch right on his face.
Nice. Oh, it's awesome. Yeah.
And that's where I almost got hit in the face though, because I don't know if you do see, you'll see one video of me at the CMLL in the front row, and then they all throw themselves at me. But that's right after I go to give them a kiss. I'm like, next thing you know, I'm dodging a leg. But
You
I
got to be
just want more
careful.
of
Yeah.
that.
Damn.
So I want to be a ballet.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah. You just got to be careful out there. You don't want to take
Yeah.
any unnecessary bumps or hits to the head or something. Yeah.
Almost did. I actually almost did. It was really fun. But yeah, if you go down there on any night of the week, just like go see a Lucha show. It's fun.
Oh, you're a huge fan. You're seeing
Yeah.
AEW. You're Dark Side obviously working for them, but you're doing Dark Side, Demand, Lucha. Then you go down to Mexico seeing CMLL. I mean, you're a huge fan. This is crazy.
It's so fun. I feel like wrestling went through a massive renaissance. I believe in the past, I guess, half a decade. I just think it's getting bigger and bigger. I totally see it getting bigger and bigger. I don't think it's just because I'm a fan, because I'm seeing people who are not fans getting into it. Like I just feel like I'm just seeing more people bringing their friends, or more people saying to me, "Hey, Lulu, like friends that I have in Toronto, I want to know about wrestling. It seems really cool. I'd like to go to it." I just feel like it's actually more, and it's getting bigger and bigger, in my opinion. I don't know what you think, but
I know it's blowing up. WWE's worth 9.3 billion. So
yeah,
I mean,
it's exploding. Yeah,
AEW just sold 50,000 tickets for Wembley Stadium in England, and I don't think they've ever been to England before. So I mean, that's just crazy. So yeah, it's
it,
get, and people are saying it's not as popular. It's pretty popular.
it's very. I feel like I'm always, you know, running into a person who's like, as the moment I tell them I'm somehow involved, they're like, I want it, and like, okay, I'm gonna watch it, and people really love it. And I think Dark Side's actually a huge part of that. I mean, that show is so important and so amazing. Like, just to go back to that show, it's amazing. I honestly believe the reason Andy Kaufman is in the Hall of Fame is because of the episodes they did, very clearly explaining how important he was to that world. I
Yep.
think that a little bit. I think that's a part of the reason. But they, what was I literally just saying?
How important
Worst,
Dark Side was
that's the
to
worst
wrestling. Yeah.
interview
Where are you
person
going with this?
ever.
Yeah. Yeah.
um, they, oh my God, I completely lost my train of thought. We were talking about something before that though. But no, that show is just like, we were talking about how big wrestling is. People who don't even think they like wrestling are gonna like that show, just because like people are so into crime dramas and like all these
Yeah.
real life drama like series. They're just gonna love it because the stories alone are fascinating, not just because they're about wrestling. Just like they're wild. The things that have happened. The stories are crazy, and I feel like this new season is just like going to be extra crazy. Yeah, the stories are
Oh,
amazing. But yeah,
there's a bunch of good episodes this season for sure. Yeah, very intriguing.
oh my god, the guy that they got to play Magnum is like so looks like him. Like the
Mm.
guy they got for Abdullah the Butcher looks like is it's like you feel they're actually on the camera. They did such a good job, and I really hope that everyone really likes what I did because I have blast. Oh my god, the director and the cinematographer Keenan Lynch and the director Andy Appel. Wow, they're so talented and they're so amazing. Oh my gosh, it's just shot beautifully too. Like that, I can't wait to show some of the behind the scene photos because wow, like just the lighting and but yeah, they said that there was a few jaw dropping moments even with uh, especially with my episode where they said that they truly felt that it was the real Sunny that they were looking at, and that's the goal.
Yeah.
So they said that they felt like there was quite a few jaw dropping moments in these new episodes where you don't you kind of cannot believe that it's not the real person. So yeah, I'm excited
Get a
to
little
fully.
scary, right? Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah, they
It's
said it's actually kind of crazy scary.
yeah.
Um, yeah, they. I was I was really grateful for that experience, and I'm really grateful to be asked to come back. So I will be back on that set at the end of this month, which I'm really
Ooh,
looking forward
okay.
to.
Nice. Obviously can't reveal it, but we'll find out soon. But that's great. But as
I'm playing
we start.
someone's girlfriend,
Oh, oh, okay. So it's not. Oh, okay.
but it's gonna be good. It's a wrestler, so stay tuned.
Hmm. I'm not gonna make a guess, but I may know. Thinking in my head now, you just said I may know. Just that's a guess. I won't say because I don't want to get anybody in trouble. But as we wind it down, we head towards the finish. What's next for you? Is it going to be more acting, more wrestling, more ring? Like what's coming up next?
Oh my god, definitely more wrestling. This summer, I just want to go to every single show that I absolutely can. Um, I'm 100% saying yes to every single performance. Like I'm going to be doing obviously I'll be doing every single Super Kick show. So I'm excited about that. Um, and yeah, there's a couple projects for film and television that I'm really hoping I can get involved in. And one of them is from the producer or one of the producers of Narcos. It's lots of
Oh,
cool things, but the only problem right now is we have the writer's strike. So I don't like just regarding that film and television at the moment. I don't know what is happening, but I definitely support the writers because obviously they're what they're asking for. I believe they should have. They're amazing, and I want them to have that. But so I'm not sure right now all that's going to be filming, but Darkseid is still going to be filming. So that's exciting. But yeah, for me, it's just wrestling and film and TV and I don't know, just working out and getting stronger so that I can take these bumps when I have to.
yeah. Yep. Exactly. Because you're gonna be taking them. Yeah. Yep.
Seriously.
So give us a big push for Dark Side season 4, where everybody could see it, when they could see it.
Okay, so Dark Side of the season 4 premiere is May the 30th. So that's this month at 10 p.m. Eastern Time on Vice TV, on Crave, and I believe Disney Plus and Hulu. Um, I am going to be playing the famous Tammy Sunny Sitch in episode 1 about Tammy and Chris Candido's story as a couple in the world of wrestling.
Love that. Now, where can everybody find you? All your social media and all that good happy stuff.
You can find me, Lulu, on Instagram at God's Favorite Blonde. That's the handle. And you can also find me on Twitter at God's Fave Blonde. And on my Instagram, I've opened up a shop which includes some pro wrestling tee merch. So if you go to prowrestlingtees.com, you can search Lulu and you can find me there too.
Nice. All right.
Yeah.
Awesome stuff. Lulu, thank you so much for all the time. Really appreciate it.
John, you're so lovely. Thank you so much for putting up with all my long-winded answers.
Hey,
Thank
no
you.
problem. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You're awesome. Thank you so much.